Most people would probably consider starting off a marriage with a lie a bad idea. But as this was the first opportunity for me to actually genuinely surprise my girlfriend, I thought it was appropriate. I remember she was in Seattle while I was in Pullman with the cat. She was in Seattle for her internship over the summer, and so I was going to meet her on May 11th, which was a Tuesday, and we had planned it out that I would come drive over with the cat and all my stuff, and I'd stay with her for about a month. But instead, I had some other plans in mind. I remember calling both her mother and father about a month prior and asking for their blessing, and they were super excited and wondered how I was gonna propose and what I would do to pull it off. Personally, I had no idea. I was scrambling for ideas, but luckily her sister is a photographer, and so she helped me vet a lot of different places to go do it, and we decided on a beautiful little park in Snoqualmie. And the way that we were going to get her to be there was her sister was going to ask her to come and help her with a photo shoot, help her with an engagement shoot, which was ironic. And so they planned it out. They were going to do the photo shoot on Monday, and then I would come in and see her on Tuesday. Instead, I decided to drive over on Monday without telling her, and I made sure to cover all my bases, saying, oh, hey, can you give me a list of everything you need me to bring so that I could pack it for tomorrow? In reality, I was packing it the morning of. And I remember I got so worried during my drive over, because it's about a 5-hour drive, and I realized the cat had a Apple AirTag attached to its collar, and the AirTag immediately pings on her phone when it starts moving away from its situated area. And so I remember about 30 minutes in, I looked over and I saw the AirTag, and my stomach just sank. I didn't want to text her and ask her about it because I wasn't sure if she actually knew yet, or maybe she didn't have her phone. But I remember thinking, the surprise is ruined. I can't ever surprise her. I always tell her everything immediately. And so I remember the rest of the 4-hour drive was just a nightmare with the cat in the car. So I arrived at the location about an hour before, and her brother-in-law and mother were able to be there to help me out, set up everything. And I remember we went into a little wooded area just behind where the lake was, and we were sitting there waiting for her to come out, and I just kept pacing around and trying to keep the cat quiet because she was a screamer. And I remember just feeling so overwhelmed with a calm feeling when I saw her come around the corner. And her sister had her face out over the lake away from us, and then I just snuck up behind and went down on one knee, and as she turned around, she had the most surprised look on her face, and immediately tears started coming down. And I felt like I was shaking. I couldn't speak. How most people say something like, would you marry me, or it would be an honor to have your hand in marriage. I mumbled an amalgamation of every phrase I could think of. Not one of the words was actually audible at all, but I pulled off the surprise only because she did not have her Bluetooth on, because she had it connected to her computer when she was listening to music. And so that is the story of how I started my marriage off with a lie, and my first ever real time surprising my now wife of 3 months.